Suppose ETC recognizes the value of taking Cardano's help. What does Cardano look like after that? We're in a strategic partnership and we do things to work with each other. And I still wake up every single day with the same dream. The mission of my company is to help the billions of people who don't have economic identity get it through innovations in value, identity, and governance. That's our mission. And we don't stop till we get it done. And Cardano is the dominant platform for that because it's a financial operating system. So it's a very different thing from a highly principled code as law platform. They're different things. So there are services and values we can provide them, and there's potentially some things they can provide Cardano. So if we somehow get a treasury system in and stick around long term, we'll innovate there. And it'll hurt Ethereum probably more than it hurts any other ecosystem. We'll get some of their developers, but Cardano is going to grow in a different way with a different demographic, and it's going to change the world. It's the biggest project I've ever been on in my life, and to be frank, nothing means more to me than Cardano as a project. I love Ethereum, and it's certainly a big part of my life, and I will always be there where and when I can to help out the real Ethereum Classic if it needs it, and I'll of course be able to innovate there and really do some great things there. But let's be clear here, Cardano is Cardano. I spent 5 years of my life with Cardano. Every day waking up, actually more than 5 years, every day waking up, pushing and pushing and pushing and building teams and doing science and thinking carefully about how do we get things done. And all these people tried to kill it along the way. Relentless criticism, relentless attacks, threats of this, threats of that, division, strife, Michael Parsons, this and that, this and that, this and that. And we survived all that. You don't walk away from that. You become a fanatic. You have to be a fanatic to be able to survive all of that and get through it and get to the other side. And now, at the dawn of Shelley, we actually see the fruits of those labors where even small stake pools are making blocks as I speak. And that's the beginning. What happens when we have native assets and smart contracts and hundreds of thousands of dApps and thousands of assets on our system and millions of users? Do we walk away? No, because we say, how do we get this to 1 billion? How do we get this to 2 billion, to 3 billion? How do we change the entire world financial system to be this? Because this is right. It's moral and it's pure. That's the trajectory that I'm on. And we work on other things. I do work in agriculture with, things like that. Aquaculture and controlled environment agriculture. I'm very happy to explore that and spawn my own fish and grow all kinds of cool things in greenhouses. I'm building a game development studio for Legends of Valor. I drive really fast cars and go racing. I skydive stuff, all these things. Okay. Wingsuits. These are hobbies and they're fun, and some are side businesses and they're fun side businesses, and within those domains you can innovate and do really cool things. But your primary career, if you're going to live a good life, it has to be a life of meaning, like what Viktor Frankl said in his book Man's Search for Meaning, the whole field of logotherapy. Find meaning in life, something worth fighting for, that you are willing to die for, and you will never work a day in your life if you're on that path, if that's the purpose of your existence. And no matter what criticism you get, you just don't care. Because at the end of the day, it's like you know who you are and why you do what you do. And if you're successful or not successful, the very act of doing it is what gives you happiness. It's the concept of ikigai, the art of life, the practice of life. Okodawari was another Japanese concept. It means the relentless pursuit of perfection. And so these are very complementary concepts in that respect. And so the key to living a good life is find a mission so inspiring you'd want to do it every single day, and you're relentless about doing it better every single day. You wake up the next day and say, how do I do even more and I can be even better than before? We have 1,000 stake pools. How do I wake up the next day and get to 1,100 stake pools? We're pretty decentralized, more so than anybody else. How do I be the most decentralized ever? How do I get more resilience? I'm resistant against classical computation. How do I get resistant against quantum computation? Because I can future-proof the system. How do we make the treasury system better? How do we get another partner for this? That's the relentless pursuit of perfection. You never achieve it. And no matter what you get, there's always the next step, and there's the next day. But there's joy in that. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. You never have to get it to the top of the hill. It can roll all the way back down, like Albert Camus' story of Sisyphus. Go all the way back down to the bottom of the hill. You grab the boulder, you push it up. And the game then is, let's push it better and faster and with more confidence than the first time that I pushed it up. And it rolls back down. You go do it again. And the third time, let's do it better than the second time. This inductive increase in the ability. And if you can truly find happiness in that, you're unstoppable. Because no matter what happens, you have clarity of purpose. And I found that with Cardano. We do everything. We have the governance, we have the identity, we have the value. We think about all these fundamental domains, and we can walk into any room, systems theory people, scientists, economists, business people, politicians, medical people, supply chain people, lawyers. Today, I had a phenomenal conversation with a senior partner at a New York law firm, and we spent an hour talking about detailed, intricate things about regulation. No matter who you talk to, you have something to contribute because the system touches all of that in a nutshell. That is a damn good life. And that's what Cardano gives me, is to be at the center of that, all those things, and to be able to have an opinion about all those things and how they synthesize together into a grand whole system, and then share that with everybody else. We recognize that security is hard, so I get to make a security video. And then hundreds of people all around the internet wake up and tell me how to make that video better. And I read their comments and they say, maybe we should switch from YubiKey to NitroKey. Maybe we should use Bitwarden over LastPass or this or that. And those are opinions. And I look at them, I think about them, and I say, some are good, some are bad. And you know what? The next video, it's better than the last one. It took me 5 tries to make the video that I released. The 6th one will be far better than any of the 5 that I made. And I'll wake up one day, it'll be the 12th one, which would be far better than the 11th. And the act of doing that is what is the meaning of life for me. So the summary is Cardano is the life's work. It will never be done, and I'll probably never stop working on it. I'm always going to be doing that. It's always there. And it's a life well spent.